All right, hi you guys. We're back again. Okay, so hold on. Let me take off this. Let me just get into it. Hey you guys, what's up? It's me. I'm back again with another video, and y'all already know. Okay, sis, let's get into it. Hold on, y'all. Let me take off my face mask because listen, we gotta talk about some things, girl. Okay, my bangs are doing something. Hold up, what's going on? Going away. Hold on. But yeah, you guys, we're definitely back with another video. Thank you guys so much for liking the first one. Y'all went ham for that one. Y'all really love it. So I was like, you know what? Let me just come back with the second and just give y'all the second video. Thank you guys for being into the story time. You guys love my story times. I feel so crazy because I don't have any lashes on, you guys. I have no lashes on. Ugh. Weird. I feel so weird with no lashes. And first and foremost, I just want to say I hope everyone's out there still quarantining. I hope everybody's out there being safe. You know, wear your face masks, wash your hands. Anybody who wants to know about my face mask, I love it. Look at it. Ooh, she's Galaxy, honey. I love it. And it also comes with like a thing where you can insert your nose in it. It's really good quality. I love my face mask. My face mask is from the Face Mask brand on Instagram. I'll link them down below so you guys check them out. If you guys need a protective face mask that actually works and that's actually good quality. And what I love about this one is, like I said, it's water resistant, and if you needed an extra filter, you could just slip it in here too and use it. But it's pretty sturdy. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I never leave home without it. But you know what? I'll take it off right now so we can finish the story time for you guys. So I came back in the car. Just really casual, you guys. I don't even have lashes on. I look crazy. I've been busy. That's a whole nother story. Yeah, I got those videos coming pretty soon for y'all, just for what I've been working on. So yeah, just bear with me. But yeah, so we're back, you guys. Yes. Homeless, you guys. So I just want to cut right to it and let's get into the juiciness because I know y'all been waiting. All right, you guys, so my district manager calls me. At first, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I did not want to talk to him because I was like, you know what could he possibly want? Like, I know I'm not going back to North Carolina. Like, I'm not doing that. It's no point in talking to this guy. But something just told me, like, you know, pick up the phone. And I'm so happy that I did, because when I picked up the phone, he basically said that he was like, my manager had contacted him and said I haven't been to work in a few days, and he was just calling me to make sure I was okay. He really liked me at the interview, and you know, he wanted to make sure I was fine and I was all right, because you know how they work at that company, they look out for each other. And to be honest, you guys, for some reason, that was like the first time in my life where I felt like, you know, instead of saying like, no, I'm fine, I'm okay, like I'm in Atlanta in a hotel in the middle of nowhere, basically. I don't know anyone. I don't know the area. I'm scared. I don't have any money, and you know, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm not okay. Like, I'm just not okay. And I remember just telling him the story. I remember blurting out everything that I was going through. Like, I took the bus, the Greyhound. This is how much money I have. I'm in a hotel room. He said, okay. He was like, do you know the area code that you're in? And at the time I looked down at the phone and I seen like I was in Marietta. And he was like, okay. He was like, give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna call you right back. I was like, all right, fine. He didn't say anything but like, give me 10 minutes. So I'm just sitting there like, he's never gonna call back. Like, all right, whatever. Like, you know, at least he didn't curse me out because I quit the job and I didn't say anything. I didn't give notice. I didn't do any of that. Like, I just left cold turkey, like nothing. I remember watching TV and the phone rung in exactly like 9 to 10 minutes, and it was him, and he said, hey, can you meet so-and-so on such and such date for an interview to be working at that store. They needed an assistant, you know, you're a perfect match. And being an assistant was like the same thing I was doing in North Carolina, so it was like crazy. And he said, I wish you would let us know this before you moved, because we could have helped you out and we could have worked out all of this for you, because we actually can transfer your job. And I'm like, what? So you know me, I was excited. I was like, you know what? How crazy is it? I come to a new state. I don't know anything. I need money. And I'm sitting on the bed praying, and my phone rings and it's a job. crazy. Like, my interview was like 2 days out. I took an Uber, like, for free or something. That's when Uber was doing free, like your first free ride or something. So I remember taking the Uber there, because I didn't know how to take public transportation or anything. And yeah, I met my store manager, and to this day I remember meeting her. Her name was Alicia. Hey Alicia, if you're watching this, girl, y'all probably seen her in my in some of my videos, because I still do her hair. Like that's Alicia. And yeah, you guys, she was my manager, and yeah, I met her. We were like the same age. We both was into the same thing. We both was girly. We was like, oh, this is gonna work. We both love long nails. Like, we were just bonded over so much stuff. Like, and I'll just never forget. I never forget. Like, she was like my real first actual friend in Atlanta. You know, somebody I can like talk to, someone I can relate to, someone I can like trust. You know, she was responsible. She was a bad bitch. You know, so I just loved her. Like, I got my life from her. I was working at least, but I really didn't have an income, because you know, when you're working now, it takes a week or 2 weeks to like get your check. And I remember getting a check that Friday that I didn't think I was gonna get, for like maybe like $100 and something, which was like enough money for food. So I was happy for that. But again, it wasn't enough money to pay for the hotel room, so where you gonna go? Then I remember calling my best friend's mom at the time. She actually lived in Atlanta. She was the only person in Atlanta that I knew at that time. The only one. And I remember asking to stay with her for like a night or something. I said, my apartment is something like is being renovated. You know, I can move in. I just need to stay with you a night, because I just knew I couldn't stay with her really like that either. Like, you know, she was just being courteous, and I just didn't want to impose things like that. You know, I was still being really prideful. So I remember spending the night at her house once. So after the interview, guys, I started work the next day. So that was pretty much that, you know. But again, I still needed a place to live, and I couldn't stay in the hotel. And again, like I said, I only got $100 that Friday. So how are you gonna get money? How are you gonna get to work? Yeah, I remember staying with her for one night, and then during that one night, I was like calling like LGBT shelters. I was calling like, you know, shelters, like just things that people can, emergency housing, like that cater to transgender people, because I didn't want to be in an uncomfortable situation, even though the situation I was in was uncomfortable. I remember everybody was like, oh, you have to apply for this time. It's gonna be a process. Or if it's an emergency housing, then you will have to go here at 2 o'clock. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. And I was like, you know what? Okay, if I apply for that, or if worse comes to worse, then that's what I would have to do. But I have to figure out my next step within 24 hours. I only had one night at her house. And that night, I remember being at the bus stop. I had no more money. I had no money, you guys. And I was like, you know what? I have one more free Lyft ride, and I can either go back to work now. And mind you, it was like at night. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I was just like, you know, if I don't have a place to sleep, or if I'm going to be outside and I don't have a place to like lay my head, at least I can be at work the next day, because I knew I had to keep showing up for work, because those checks was going to get me into an apartment. Those checks was going to get me like into, you know, stability. So I can't afford not to go to work. So at least if I'm sleeping around outside of work, then I can just wake up and just go to work, go in the bathroom, do my little 1-2 and be fine. So that's just what I thought I was going to do. Remember finding a little stairway, found my job, and I was like, it smelled like pee. It looked like someone was living there already. I'm not gonna front, but they just wasn't there like that night, I guess. And I was like real shaky. I was like, I don't want anyone to come back and, you know, try to attack me for like staying in their home or anything. Like, I just have nowhere to go. Like, I have no money. I don't know anyone, and I'm not gonna call anybody. I'm not gonna call my family for help. I'm not gonna call anybody. You guys, I didn't call anyone for help. Nobody in my life at this time knew what I was going through. They did not know I was outside sleeping on the ground with nowhere to go. Like, they just don't know. And I remember sitting there, and at this time now it was like 12 o'clock. The first day or two I was down there, I downloaded like an app, you know, just to meet people, friends, things like that, you know, because I don't know anything. If I have to ask questions, you know, I don't know who to go to. Like, I'm scared. I'm an introvert, so I'm not really gonna like talk to someone out in public and things like that. So I don't know how the town and, you know, stuff is. Like, I've been to visit, but I don't know what's going on. From like day one, there was this guy on there, and I guess he seen my picture, so he was like interested, like, hey, I'm interested in meeting you. But I was like, I'm not here to really date. Like, I'm okay, like, I'm good, you know, like, I'm not really interested in that. At this time, I was in Atlanta for a week, and every single day I would get a message from him. I would get a message from this guy. He would say, hey, how are you? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, it was to the point where it was like annoying. And I remember replying back, like, maybe like hours later, like, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? Are you liking the town? And I would just reply back like hours later, or I just wouldn't reply back. And I remember 12 o'clock sitting down outside, you guys, nowhere to go, and I get a ding on my phone, and here we go. So I remember getting a message, and it said like, hey, how you doing? And I was just like, look, I'm having a bad night. Tonight's not the night. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm just okay. I'm just in a really in a bad mood. And I remember him saying like, you know, are you okay? Are you all right? And just like the first time when I was honest and I was just transparent about the things that I was going through, I got help. So I was like, you know, I'm not okay. I'm not all right. I'm sleeping outside. Like, this is my life. You know, this is real life. I'm not lying. You know, I don't know anyone, whatever. So I remember the next message he said was, send me your location. I'll come get you. Now, in my mind, I'm like, come get me? I don't even know you. We never met. Like, this is online. Like, oh gosh, I can die. But you know what choice do I have? Sleep outside? Like, this is rock bottom. Like, you can look around and see rock bottom. So I was at rock bottom, you guys, and I really didn't have anyone to help me. So that was the first time that was the second time anyone has even offered to help me. So I was like, you know what, let me just not be stubborn and just accept the help that's been given to me. So I remember giving him my location. Stupid, I know, but thinking back, that was one of the smartest things I did. He showed up in a Jeep, and I said, oh gosh, it's a truck. Like, I'm gonna be tied up in the back of it. I remember saying a prayer, like, you know, God, just please protect me. You know, hopefully it's not my time to go. And, you know if I just trust, and, you know, if I just trust God's will, you know, you didn't bring me here to just let this be the end. And, you know, I remember he got there. It was a Jeep. I got in, and he was just like, are you hungry? You know, you need to eat. And I was like, he was like really concerned. Like, he was so concerned. I guess like coming into the car, I brought all my energy and just like how heavy my spirit was. Like, I was broken, you guys. And I guess he felt that. So he immediately just jumped into like protective and supportive and are you okay? It felt like a brother being concerned about me. And I was just like, okay. And I remember he got me something to eat, and yeah, just going even back to his house. He lived in a 1-bedroom, and I was like, here we go with this. Like, where are you gonna sleep? Like, I'll sleep on the floor. You know, I don't want any funny business. Like, I'm not doing none of that. Let's just make that clear, because listen, yeah, if you think I'm staying here for exchange of anything, then no. And when I like kind of gave him that vibe, he sat me down and he was just like, you know what, I don't want you to worry about anything. Don't worry, you can stay here as long as you possibly can. I got you. You know, my lease is almost up in a few months. I want you to save up your money. You know, this is safe. I can take you to work back and forth. You'll be fine. You'll be right here. You can stay as long as you want to. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, like, I literally had a suitcase with all of my stuff with nowhere to go. And now I have a job, and I have at least a roof over my head and a few months to figure it out. I got this. Like, don't give me, the thing with me is you can't give me an inch because I'm going to take a mile. You know, as long as I'm good in the space and I'm straight, I'm gonna run. You know what I mean? I'm gonna achieve my goals. I'm just that person. I've always been that person. Like, I'm gonna make it happen for myself. I've always had no choice but to make it happen. So that's just the person I am, you guys. And I just remember staying with him, and yeah, it was so much fun. I remember going to sleep that night and being thankful that I wasn't touched. You know, that in the middle of the night, like, nothing happened. I remember going to sleep with all my clothes on, you know, because I was so scared, you guys. But he never tried anything. I stayed with him for a few months. until I saved money to actually get an apartment with my best friend who moved down to Georgia at the time. So, I was like definitely really, 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 really excited for him to come down because that was my best friend, and the story of even how he came down was crazy. Like, you guys, like maybe a week after me being homeless and everything else like that, like my best friend was visiting Atlanta because his mother was on a reality show. He wound up being on a reality show. Then they wanted to film a segment with him and me being on a reality show. So during this whole time of me being new to Atlanta, starting a job, meeting new people, being homeless, staying with a complete stranger I had no idea of, my best friend's visiting town, I'm filming a reality show. Like, you guys, my brain is just so all over the place. But thinking back, coming to Atlanta was one of the best decisions I've ever in my life decided to make. I'm definitely happy. Looking back now, you guys, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a YouTuber. My transition out here has been fine. There's been a little bit of hiccups, but for the most part, Atlanta's really inclusive, and it's not a secret out here. Basically, Atlanta's one of the gay capitals, so y'all already know how it is out here. That was pretty much my story, you guys. I know it was a lot, but even a lot of things happened in between that whole story, and I can just talk for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. But you know what? That's for a book in the future. I'll write that later. Hopefully this story, I guess, acts as a source of inspiration for some of you guys. And I want you guys to know, like, you can do anything you can put your mind to. Honestly, like, that whole experience just taught me, like, I can just make anything in my life happen. And I used to think so much being in New York, like, I want to change my life. I want to be that person that just does something different. I want to be that person that just thinks outside the box, lives outside the box, travels, try new things. And, my journey, I didn't know, from day to day what was going to happen, what was going to go on. But I just thank God for all of it, because I'm definitely a stronger person now than I was 3 years ago, you guys. And yeah, and I just thank God for that. And I just think that's a blessing, and I want all of you guys to know you can do anything. Don't ever let somebody tell you that you can't do anything. Always believe in yourself. I'm blessed to just not only be a trans woman inspiring and helping other people, but just have a skill and being creative, and just giving you guys different avenues and sources of, like, an example. Because to me, I don't really see a lot of trans boss women out there, like, shout outs to the ones that are out there. I love them so much. But I'm just happy, even throughout the course of the story, that I didn't have to relate to being a sex worker. Who knows what could have happened? Who knows what could have happened back then? But, I definitely know now that was definitely the beginning to a beautiful journey that I'm still on. Every day I'm learning, every day, I'm growing, and I'm just here to share my experience, share my life with you guys, share my story times. Again, like I said, this story was 100% real. Hopefully you guys enjoyed part 2 of me being homeless. And you guys, there's video evidence of all of this stuff on my page. I'll try to link a few videos for you guys to watch during all this time, so that you guys can see what I'm actually talking about. And yeah, you guys, until the next video, I love you guys so much. Air hugs, as always. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later.